Greetings, this is Mr. Smock. I was back recently from a Force Friday event launching the new toys for Star Wars The Last Jedi on the 31st of August at the stroke of midnight in Toys R Us Mid-Valley Megamall. In my observation of the cultural significance of Star Wars in human society, I picked up this replica helmet produced by Hasbro, known as the Poe Dameron's electronic helmet. So with me today is Mr. King. He is representative of the Malaysian Rebel Legion Outpost and also a costumer for Rebel pilots. So he is most qualified to speak to us as we unbox this in this unboxing ceremony for a Rebel pilot helmet. Shall we begin?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Now, as I understand, collectibles in this world may decrease significantly in value once you open the packaging.
Ka-ching!
Well, in this case, I'm not from this world, so it doesn't matter. Seems very well packaged. Okay, here, Mr. King. How about please have the honor of unwrapping it. For the record, this is sold at 419 ringgit and 90 cents in Toys R Us Malaysia and other qualified Hasbro retailers. So, Mr. King, what have you got to say about how it looks?
First look, looks impressive. Not too plasticky. Has a good paint job, good weathering look. Almost like a movie accurate costume helmet.
So is this the version of helmet that is used by Poe Dameron in Episode 7, The Force Awakens, or The Last Jedi? Or it's the same?
This is the Force Awakens Poe Dameron helmet. For Last Jedi, I'm not really sure, but it probably will be the same, but maybe more weathering.
Would you like to give it a try?
Oh, definitely.
Unlike myself, he does not have pointy ear impediments.
Hopefully it fits. Nope, it doesn't fit with the padding on.
Alright, we see that there are 3 foam padding pieces inside. Will you be removing it? Totally, or
just
positioning?
just the earmuffs.
Okay. Let's put that aside.
Alright. Okay, it fits.
Rebel pilot, go. Or resistant pilot. What is the difference?
Rebel pilot is during the original trilogy. Resistant pilot is after the rebellion of the Emperor.
They share the same logo, do they not? It
They
looks the same.
share the same logo actually.
Oh, I see. So what is your first impressions?
It's quite comfy. For my large head, it's quite roomy without the earmuffs. It doesn't shake as much, so it's good. Doesn't require a chin strap like the original trilogies. And you can see very well.
I noticed that the visor is
Yes, you can go up and down.
movable.
There you go. And there's a padding on top, so it's very comfy, very comfortable for your head.
I also noticed there's a microphone on the left.
This microphone, I don't think it does anything, just for aesthetic view. There's a button here for the sound effects, and then there's a speaker behind here, which is inside the helmet. So we'll do that shortly.
Perhaps we shall check the instructions. Here they are. Poe Dameron, ages 8 and above. Shall we begin with installing the batteries?
Yep.
It uses 3 AAAs.
So the
side
batteries
panel
is inside here.
Is hidden behind this side panel on the left side of the helmet.
It's quite stuck in there. Oh, there you go.
Well done, Mr. King.
It's like opening a can of biscuits.
Okay. 3 AAA batteries. To save the time for our precious viewers, we have went ahead to install the batteries. It uses 3 AAAs. Shall we continue?
Yep.
Okay. Replace the side cover. Remember, this is on the left side of the helmet. And there is an on switch near the corner over here. Okay, Mr. King, over to you.
As you can hear, the sounds happening right now. So the sounds are either activated through a microphone that is built inside here that you can't see, or you can activate it through the button here.
It's the right panel, side panel, is a very large activation button.
So it kind of rotates between BB-8 and flyovers from X-Wings. And inside here you can see the back speaker and the top left and right speakers. So it's a surround sound, so you can hear flybys over your head.
To turn it off, you hold the right button for 1 second and it will turn it off. Seems to be a nice powering down effect. Alright, Mr. King, should you like to try it on and let's share with us what you hear. For us not wearing the helmet, the sound effects are indeed very muted. I'm sure the intention is to protect the hearing of the helmet user. But from what I can tell in a very quiet environment next to Mr. King here, I do hear some Starfighter sound effects, chirps from BB-8, and an undertone of the X-Wing engine effects. Mr. King, how is hearing? Can you hear what I'm saying?
At least 70% I can't hear what you're saying, especially during the flybys. But I do hear, but it's a bit muffled. And the sound can be quite loud during the flyovers.
I just heard a TIE fighter screaming across.
So the flyovers of the X-Wings and the TIEs, so it does get a bit kind of loud.
So if we understand how this works, I hear sound effects continuing and you're not pressing the right panel button. Is the helmet responding to my speech or your speech, or the sound effects are playing randomly?
It could be responding to the sound that it picks up, so it's not necessarily my voice, because it doesn't take in command, so it could be anyone's voice. But because the sound keeps on continuously goes on, so I'm not really sure whether it's activated by it or it's just a fixed thing.
How would you describe your experience? and the sound effects, which I understand to be surround sound, and there are 3 speakers inside.
Well, for a prop like this, or a costume helmet like this, and the sound effects, I say it's a pretty good deal for something like this. So it's quite a good prop to have. There's never a down moment inside this helmet.
I believe if he was sitting in the cockpit of an X-Wing starfighter, it would have been a phenomenal emotional response for a fan. I, of course, am from another galaxy far, far away and have no emotions. So to summarize, Mr. King, the sound effects are activated and continually rotate on different sounds, like an experience as a Rebel starfighter pilot. How would you rate this product?
Based on the material, based on the size, the accuracy, the paint job, the sounds, the comfortable paddings, I would give this a 10 out of 10.
So, Poe Dameron's Black Series electronic helmet, available from Toys R Us and other major retailers as of Force Friday at 419 ringgit and 90 cents. If you are a Rebel, it's certainly something that you must have in your collection, am I correct?
Yes, it's something worth getting.
Look forward to seeing you wear it in the next costuming event.
In the galaxy far, far away. It's so beautiful.
BB-8, set course for Vulcan. Engage.